Welcome back to Feeding Power Podcast. Today, Joanna and I are chilling in the living room, and today we're going to talk about community outreach and why it's important to your business and why we believe and we're strongly encouraging community outreach. So, Joanna, let's get this damn party started. Let's talk about what we're doing, how we're helping our community, and why we do it.
Very good. Thank you, everyone, for coming back to one of our episodes in season 3. As you can see, setup is different. We are in the living room of EPM Studios. So today we're going to be speaking about outreach, like you said, for the community. We're going to be speaking about our nonprofit organization and the reason why we started this and why to us it's very important to give back to the community.
Correct. So, Joanna, I'm going to start off with the first question. So we'll dive into more in details. So what does community outreach mean to you?
To me, it means that you're helping anyone and everyone that needs a helping hand.
Gotcha.
So to me, it is that when I was growing up and needed people, tools, and everything, people were there to help me.
Correct.
They helped one way or another, even with one small thing. And I understand that what I have now, it's really thanks to all the people that have crossed my path. So it's very important that I do the same. That
100%.
I give back to the upcoming generation to be able to have these tools and to be able to have a helping hand that they can see me and say, hey, can you help me?
100%. And I mean, I'm the same way. We grew up in two distinctive neighborhoods, but they're probably 95% similar. We spoke about this on a different episode with somebody else. The best part about, us reaching out to our community is because when we were in need of help or when we were in need of a lending hand, they were able to, provide us with the tools and the right assets to help us be the persons we are today. And I think, now giving back to the same communities who help us grow is very important because a lot of these places, they run out of resources and we are the resources they need now. So I think it's very important, especially for us or anyone in the real estate or business, for you to reach out to the community, reach out and say, hey, listen, I'm here to help you, I'm here to guide you, not just in the real estate or business industry, but in every aspect that you can help, because there's many ways you can help people out.
That's right, in many ways. And also, speaking of when we started our business too, and it comes to the real estate business, sometimes there were people that could have helped us and we knew that. Now that we're in a different position, like they didn't. So we want to be able to we know how difficult it was not having that helping hand or not having that guidance. So it's another reason why we are all about giving back. And if you're watching this and you want to get involved in any kind of business, doesn't have to be real estate, but you have questions, when to start, how to start, you can come to Luis and I, and we are more than happy to give you our 2 cents on it.
Yeah, correct. And I'm, like Joanna said, we might not be the best in the industry, or but we can give you the stepping stone that might give you the next, and it's gonna give you or take you to the next level. And unfortunately, we didn't have that when we got into this business. This business is a little hard to get into, especially I would say. But it doesn't have to be just real estate. It could be any aspect of any business that you want to get into. Now Joanna and I, we'll talk about Phoenix Prime, which is another one of our projects that we're starting, and this project involves the community outreach a lot. So Joanna, for the people who are watching this podcast right now, what should they know about Phoenix Prime? Why did we start Phoenix Prime?
Okay, so we're gonna start back when we started planning this nonprofit organization. Was about 2 years ago, right before the world shut down for a bit. So I remember we were talking that we were going to do this, and a lot of things got in the way. So we were just helping however we could in our own way. A lot of people don't know this, but when Luis and I, when this happened with the quarantine, we actually went and did goodie bags and went all around town to start giving people goodie bags. And when I would see these big trucks full of food that were able to give more than what Luis and I was able to give at that point, it inspired me that one day I can be that person with the food trucks and be able to help people.
100%.
So we were planning it. Luis came out with the PowerPoint with the mission and everything. So we finally put the nonprofit organization, we registered and everything, which is Phoenix Prime Inc. And really the what we're looking into it is to be able to help our community, not only just here within miles from us, but also away from us, which is Central America. The first project we have, and it's in Honduras. We have a charity event which is going to be at the end of the month.
Yeah, October 30th. We're gonna have a soccer tournament. We're gonna have them put the flyer here. In case this releases hopefully before then. But if it releases after, then obviously just stay tuned. We're gonna have different events also. We have Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas. So if there's anything we can do for any helping families, or if any one of you watching this podcast know of anyone of need, reach out to both of us. We'll put something together. We have a great team behind us. And that's very supportive. So
correct. And then Luis and I have a little bit of background. It's the ice. You better cut this. So, and Luis and I have a little bit of background when it comes to being there for other people.
Correct.
Luis already started his team. He's there building team and leads. He's helping this upcoming new entrepreneurs coming up. I have coached soccer for almost 7 years,
Correct.
and I coach middle school young girls. So I see the importance that it is when you give the support, when you give that guidance to this upcoming generation.
Yeah.
If they feel like they just have one person that believes in them, they can take over the world.
Correct.
And that's really what we need. We need more people that are willing to give back, who are willing to guide, help. It doesn't have to always be money. It doesn't always have to be, here's $5,000, here's the new house. It can always be emotional guidance.
Yeah, you just need, like you said, you just need that one person that believes in you and pushes you to do your best, and it's gonna push you beyond your limits. And once they do that, you're gonna be the best you ever were, and luckily I was in that position at one point where I had people like that behind me. And the best part about it was, like, I didn't see the good in myself, but I had people who were like, Luis, like, you're gonna be somebody, Luis, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. And it got to a point where it was so repetitive that it got into my head. And now, but I never thought about it. And unfortunately, like, sometimes you have a poor mindset. So the more that, people kept putting it into my head, the more I kept, it kept working, which is the best part about it. So, obviously that's one of the most important things, especially, if we could be a pushing hand to somebody and bringing them to the next level. So now, Johana, for Phoenix Prime, let's tell everybody why how we chose the name and why Phoenix.
Okay, so like Luis said, it's very important to us. Phoenix Prime and the community outreach is very important because we are products of people that were there for us, mentors and so on. So we want to do that. Now, the way Phoenix Prime came in, and in the name, we were brainstorming for weeks. It was weeks and brainstorming. And the reason why we chose Phoenix, even though it might be like that bird that's not even real life bird, but what it stands for, it stands that you fall into ashes and then you recreate yourself again. Correct. You build yourself again, and that's really what the new generation is about. We come in, a lot of us come on our own trying to make it. We come from the ground, and then it's up to us to build our wings and go up there and make the most powerful person Correct. We can be, and at the same time be able to provide for those that are on the ground that just need someone to just say, hey,
Correct.
I've been there, I know what it's like, let's go up together.
Correct. And sometimes, also the good thing about this logo, Phoenix, right, is that something that I really like about it, it's because sometimes you think you're at your best, but sometimes you have to literally burn everything you're doing, turn it into ashes, and restructure everything so it works for you. So the best part about Phoenix, it literally, the representation is it rises out of the ashes. So meaning that no matter if you messed up the first time, you start all over again, and you're gonna do that shit 100% better. Yes. And I think that's the best part about the us doing Phoenix and being part of Phoenix Prime, because it's giving people a new growth. People, like, it doesn't matter if your business is great now, but it could be better. Then sometimes you have to let it go and start all over again so it could be better. Yes. And that's the best part about Phoenix.
That's right. If you feel lost, you feel like you're on the ground, you feel like you never started anything, or Correct. That you're too young for it or too old for it, Correct. Then this is the perfect reason why we started this, because 100%. It is what he mentioned. You start from nothing, you start from the ground, and even if you fall many times, you have to get back up and get your prime at all times.
And Johana, like, we've had guests on our previous seasons where they were in the wrong industry. They were in the restaurant industry, bars, and they come to realize, like, hey, listen, like, you know, changing a career from one job to another, that's what, you know, starting from the ashes comes, because at the end of the day, like, you know, a lot of I understand, like, you know, we're commission based, so if we don't sell, you know, any real estate, we're not making any money. But the thing is, you know, going from, let's say, getting a paycheck to not getting a paycheck, that's restarting into the ashes, right? And a lot of people won't realize, like, wow, like, you know, that's a new, you got to keep that new mentality. And you know, that's what we're about. You know, we want to show people, like, hey, if you're in the restaurant industry, you're lost, you feel tired, if you're working a 9 to 5 and you feel like you're not doing anything with your life, then join us and we'll help you restructure the way you live and the way you're gonna do your business, so like that you can feel a little, you know, a better life. Because, you know, especially, like, I would say, you know, we have Lisa, we had Dan O'Neill, I know, you know, Rudy. There's a whole bunch of people that come from the restaurant industry, and now they're killing it in the real estate industry. Right. So sometimes you have to, you know, wing it and put yourself out there for you to start, like, realizing, like, wow, like, you know, but they had somebody believe in them. Somebody gave them that tip, you know.
Yes. And then the thing is, when you give something to someone or you give a lending hand, it pays forward. Mm-hmm. So when I was younger, I used to help my mother, like, do, you know, her job and so on. And actually this person came and said, you know what, if you don't mind, while you come to the office, can the girls get tutored?
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't know English, so I would always go to school with no homeworks done. I was like, well, I don't understand the questions. And then because of this person did, that paid for the tutor, that saw something in my sister and I, and we started getting tutored. And I would go to school, like, the first one. I'll be that one that will remind the teacher that she left homework. Yeah. I'll be like, what about the homework?
Oh, my God. You were one of those annoying ones.
Exactly, because I wanted to show that, you know what, I know what I'm doing now. And I'm excited. And I got in love with education. I got in love with understanding why I was going to school. So to cut this whole story short, that seed was always in me, that I wanted to do that to someone else. And when I coach the girls and they see me, and, you know, like, they're my same height. When I started, I was like 20 years old. Yeah. So I looked their age at that time. Yeah. And then they just get, you know, so excited that someone believes in them, that already knows where they come from. It's just like, to me, I want to give more, and I want to give more because it reminds me of what someone did for me. Yeah. And now that the world is circle, now that person is my settlement agent for all my deals.
Amazing. And you know what the best part about you, when you said seeds, you know what it reminds me of? I always go on, like, showings, right? And I see this plant. It's a bamboo plant. And what people do is they put one plant, but then literally their whole backyard is filled with it, right? So that's what happens, right? So all you need is one person to plant the right seed, and that plant spreads, and you start spreading to so many people. And that's the best part. Like you said, it's you only need one person to plant the right seed, and that's gonna grow so much that you're gonna be able to change not one, not two, but so many lives. And that's, you know, that's why we created this. That's why we did Phoenix Prime, because we want to change lives. We want people to know, hey, listen, maybe there's somebody who doesn't believe in you, but we do. Because when nobody believed in us, we believed in ourselves. And look, we're here today doing this podcast. So Johana and I had this project. If you don't know, Johana, we started doing this podcast on a small camera Johana had, and we failed. We tried it one time ourselves. We tried it with another editor. Unfortunately, that didn't work either. So it's not, we didn't give up. We always found new opportunities. So sometimes you just have to find the right people. The right people are going to come along. And what I'm trying to get to is, it doesn't matter if you're in the wrong or right place today. You might not be there in the next 5 years, and in the next 5 years, you're going to be in the right place.
That's right. And again, it's all about paying it forward. So someone did something for us. Now we do it for you. You're going to do it for someone else. And that's why we also chose that the future is in you. The future is in you. What you make a change, it's really what's going to make the world go around. Correct. So with that being said, and it's also, like you mentioned, the right people and the people that believe in you. Luis and I, actually, sometimes when we go negative on the accounts, we make fun of each other like, oh, haha, look, I'm more negative than you. Oh, you're negative 100, I'm negative 200.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of people you need, because it's gonna say, okay, you know what, that doesn't define you, because I know
Correct.
tomorrow you're gonna be good to go
100%.
on a nice dinner.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you need people that believe in you, people
Correct.
that know what's your worth. And if you can't find that person, then believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Before, when the first time I went negative on my accounts, I thought it was the end of the world. I didn't, you know, I didn't have food. I didn't have like enough money, and I was like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
The last time it happened to me, it was recently. It was recently. I was sleeping fine, because I'm like, it's okay. I know how to get up. I know how to get
you know how to hustle
again.
for it.
I know how to go for it. So, you know, it's again, it just, you have to believe in yourself, or you find people that believe in you and that can get that out of you and get you off the ashes and keep you going.
Correct. And sometimes, and I'll say this too, sometimes you people like us, we're blind. Us as humans, we're blind, and we have the right person in front of us, but we're so blind to the money. We're so blind to we're so cocky sometimes. We're you could be my help, but I want to be the best at what I do, and I don't realize that you really want to help me. So I think and one piece of advice that I would say to everybody out there listening to this podcast is just be, you know, open-minded, especially in any aspect of business, because sometimes the right person might be right next to you, but if you think you know it all, or if you think, you know, it's just gonna stop you from being where you want to be, you know. And we've sat with people, Johana, you know, where unfortunately we want to, you know, help them, and we can't, because they, you know, they don't see it. They're blind to us, right? So, you know, unfortunately, sometimes it's not for everybody either. You know, you can only help the ones that want to be helped too.
Correct. You can cook the food, but you can't make them eat it. So that's also true. You should get help from anyone and everyone. Don't be picky. If you don't know what you're doing, if you want knowledge, if you want information, don't say, I'm not going to get it from this person. No, I don't want it from that person. You never know who's going to be the next person. One thing we just learned this Friday, this Saturday actually, is like, you don't need more money. You need more people.
Correct.
So if you're connecting with the right people and you let that ego aside and say, well, no, because this person is going to say they helped me, then you know what? You're going to stay where you are, because you're thinking on a very low mindset. You're thinking, okay, I'm not going to get any help from her because I'm better or whatever. We're all ignorant in something. You might know something that I don't know. You might help me with something that I can't do it. So be open to get that help from anyone and everyone. It has happened where people get cocky and picky of who they seek for help. But at the end of the day, get the information, get the connection. And you never know who you're gonna be able to work perfectly with.
Yeah, and the best part about it, it's like if you take every tip and you put it into action, everything's gonna play itself out, and you're not gonna have to worry, like she said, about $1, because people are gonna come to you and say, hey, I like the way you work, and I like the way I want to do business with you. I like you, and I want to do business with you. So that's the best part about it. And you know, I feel like we got a little bit off topic, but going back into like the Phoenix Prime, this is why we start. Like, this is the whole reason we started Phoenix Prime, because, you know, unfortunately, when we started, we didn't have, you know, all these advices. We didn't, you know, not that we were cocky, but we were a little bit hostile in choosing who we took advice from. Now we're open to anyone who gives us, you know, advice. We're willing to take, you know, anything that we need to take our business to the next level. Like Johana said, sometimes, you know, we laugh, and, you know, because we see our accounts and we're like, wow, like, you know, we don't even have money in it. But at the end of the day, like, in reality, I know that that's going to come back from where it is. And that doesn't affect me, you know, as a person, because I know how to handle my business. It's just part of having a business, you know. It's just like having up and downs.
Correct. And then you just got to know that you got to get up. So for all of you that probably have negative accounts and
just
you're not in the real estate business, because I'm sure like those that are in the real estate business, they're used to that. And it, you know, the whole point is to get out of that. You don't need to go back to being negative again. A lot of people say, oh, it's okay, you know, being negative back and forth. You got to find a formula so you won't go back to that. But if you are watching this and you're just doing your 9 to 5 and you're going negative on your accounts, then reach out to us. see what we can do for you, but at the same time, don't feel like it's the end of the world.
Correct.
You're as long as you're above ground, you got all the options out.
And
here.
if you're negative, you have nothing to lose. You literally
You already lost everything.
Exactly. So I learned that from somebody, right? And the best part of I was having a conversation with this agent from another company called me. He's like, Luis, I want to be part of your team. I said, okay, listen, Louis, how can I help you? He was like, oh, listen, I'm just not taking real estate serious. I'm not gonna get into deep about the conversation, right? But long story short, I'm like, dude, you have nothing to lose. Like, you don't even have anything. Like, I'm on the same page as you. Like, we don't have anything. So, like, it's not like we're losing $1 million. If we had $1 million and you're taking all the risk to lose $1 million, then I'll tell you, don't do it. But if I'm negative and you're negative, bro, we're on the same page. Let's just lose more. Who cares?
That's right.
So at the end of the day, it's about hustling, getting up every day, grinding, and knowing that even though you're negative, you're gonna fix that, and then just find different ways of getting income in, and that's the best part of, the whole real estate industry.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So what's next for Phoenix Prime Inc. is after this charity events, we're going to be creating more.
Correct.
So that way we can open more projects and be able to help. We're definitely going to start involving those projects here too within, within the community. But the first ones we really want to go, and we will share that story of where that project's going to go in Honduras. And the reason we chose this project and the one that we're going to be working on and funding. But again, what we see Phoenix is just, this is a start. This is really us getting out the ground from the ashes, like he mentioned, and then being able to create more and more Phoenix out there.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the best part about it. If you're a real estate attorney, anybody in a professional industry, and you guys want to be part of Phoenix, call us, DM us, email us, because this is a movement. We're gonna take over. This is a movement. We need your help. We need everybody's help, because we want to create as many Phoenix Primes as possible. As many ashes that we need to burn, we're gonna restructure them to help them grow their business. And I think you watching this video, you're the help we need. You're the help, we're going to change the world with. And I think everybody has something or just one thing that might change the world, and that's all we need. We don't need 100 things from each person. We just need one thing.
And then also that goes to the fact that the people that we surround ourselves with and how we get people involved, we're blessed to be involved with the right people, with the right connections. We presented this project, and for all of you that are watching and said, maybe I cannot, do it for this event, but here's some donations. Mm-hmm. That's really what we mean. Like, the future is in you. And that also shows that we have a good circle.
100%.
So many people were like, you know what? I'm signing up. I don't know how to play. I'm going to sign up because it's for a good cause and because it's you guys. Others would say, I really can't build a team, but here's some donations, and we want to thank you here. We want to thank you. Really, that means a lot for us. And then you're going to be part of the movement. You're going to be part of it, and we hope that more people get involved.
Yeah, and the best part about this events too that we're hosting is we're promoting more on the healthier side now. That's something Johana and I are working on a lot. Yes. So we're putting it out there to keep ourselves accountable as well. So the best part about it, it's hey, we can do a networking event where we invite you to drink with us and have a good time, which I'm all for. But sometimes you need a break from drinking. Sometimes you need to put yourself out there in the nature.
And this is the best excuse to go kick your competitor.
Yeah, exactly. You could say, hey, I beat that team. So the best part about it, it's like hey, you put yourself on a field. You don't know how to play soccer. You're breathing some fresh air for at least 2 or 3 hours, right? And you're getting some workout. So the best part about it, and you're also networking, because we have a whole bunch of sponsors that are also sponsoring the event, which is the best part. So what's better than networking, kicking your opponent with a soccer ball in the head?
Yeah, you can pretend you were aiming for the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's like the best part about it too. And we're just trying to create like network events that are very different and open-minded too for everybody.
Correct. And a lot of people would say, what is Phoenix Prime competition, or what makes them different? When it comes to helping people, really, it's just one mission: help people. As many hands as it is, there's no competition. If Luis wants to help, I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to help in a better way, in a different way. No. Then that means that I'm not doing it for the right 100%. Reasons. So when it comes to that, that's my answer all the time. There's no competition when it comes to changing the world.
Yeah, the only competition I have is Johana. but that's aside from this.
That's aside from this. So thank you everyone for watching this episode. I hope that you get a little bit more of the background of what's Phoenix Prime Inc. and why Luis and I are very committed to the community. And right now we might just be in level 1 and being able to help people, but we aim to be in higher levels that we can bring people up the ladder with us.
Let's go. Let's be part of Phoenix Prime.